Hey folks, well we got a little special treat here. On my little trip to the Blade Show, I did make a lot of trips to different swap meets and antique stores. And this is to help pay for my trip and also to just expand my knowledge. And the more you see, the more you touch, the better life gets and the more you learn. And what we're going to talk about here is a Norlund little hatchet. And this is the Tomahawk model, or what is said to be the Tomahawk model. This company goes, well, it starts around 1968 and it changes hands a few times, but these axes were based on the Scandinavian designs. And in the bushcraft community, this particular axe has a pretty good following. Now the cheeks on this axe are a little bit thick, as you can see. And here's a Gransfur. And you can see this one would be a far superior axe when it comes to maybe carving. Possibly not splitting wood though. I mean, it is a heavier little hatchet. And you can pick these things up for about $40. Now this particular one, you can get these on eBay. They're all over the place. You'll see them maybe painted red or with a sticker on them that say Hudson Bay of Norlund. This was a company that lost popularity around 1972-ish, but is now coming back when it comes to picking up old axes and hatchets for bushcraft, and just they're known for their really good steel, and this is a good example of that. You can see the edge I put on this, and I did this with my DMT stones and a Japanese whetstone, and then I finished it off with my leather strop, which the leather strop is what puts that nice mirror polish on it. I have a video on how I do this. I've gotten better since that video, but I will throw a link in this video so you guys can check that out. In that video I'm wearing no shoes. Just a note on the side, you do want to wear shoes when you're working with these things, because if you do happen to drop it, you're going to put a nice hole in your foot. But that's just a side note. But this is a really nice little hatchet. Being that the cheeks are pretty large, this would make a pretty good baton to baton through larger wood. I think it'd be a pretty good splitter too, with good form. Being that when you come down on your wood, that you clock it to the side, I think that this would be a pretty good little splitter. I've used it a little bit and it works relatively well. Now it doesn't dig as well as my Gransfur, but as you can see, now this one I've resharpened a few times, and these are susceptible to chipping, but I really don't sweat that too much. I mean, you're gonna hit some stuff, you're gonna get some chipping. I'm not going to remove an awful lot of material just for a few chips. I'm just going to deburr it and make sure it's not going to make a crack or whatever, and I'm just going to carry on. I find that the chips don't lead to cracking, or for that matter, they don't expand. So I just leave the chips in there and like I said, carry on, because to remove those chips you would have to remove a lot of material, and just like an eraser or anything else of use, the more you remove, it's going to limit your life, and your little hatchet's going to get smaller and smaller. I don't find it's a real issue. This is just a fantastic little tool. I have a video on this also. Just search my channel for this. I have a full review of this little hatchet. I've gotten better with it. Like I said, to split wood with a smaller little hatchet like this, you really have to have some good form, or you're just going to bury it in the wood and you're going to have to dig it out. But for carving and all that, anybody can use something like this. It's great for making tent spikes, you know, working with wood, knocking off branches. I absolutely love this little thing. It is fantastic, and the head is pretty large. Now the head on this is pretty heavy. As you can see, it's got about a 12-inch handle on it. The grain pattern on it is just fantastic. Now I sanded this down and threw some linseed oil on it. It had some cracking and some other issues, but I think I'm going to get some more life out of this handle until I have to rehandle it. It's pretty hard to find a handle that's this size and of this quality. It's some really nice wood. It feels good in the hand. I'll probably throw some camo foam on the bottom for extra grip. I absolutely love camo foam. It's fantastic, and I put it here to protect this handle for when you make your misses. That way you're not bashing your handle. It just bounces off the camo foam. So I just wanted to do a quick video on the Norlund line of axes and hatchets. Really fantastic. Look them up. I'll throw a link down there of some little history. Check them out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Take care. I find that the chips don't propagate. They don't